Welcome back to the channel. Dungeon masters love to spend hours crafting intricate, deadly puzzles and complex traps to challenge their players' minds. But sometimes, players don't want to solve a riddle. Sometimes, players look at a beautifully constructed, multi-stage puzzle room and decide to completely break the laws of physics to bypass it entirely. Today, we're diving into a Reddit thread that asks, D&D players, what is the smartest or dumbest way your party bypassed a massive puzzle or trap? From weaponized water to structural engineering, here are 3 stories where the players completely outsmarted the DM. Grab your character sheets and let's get into it. Story 1. The Decanter of Endless Water. Our first story shows exactly why you should always be careful giving your party infinite resources. Our DM had designed an incredibly elaborate trap room. It was a massive 100-foot-long hallway filled with swinging scythe blades, pressure plates that shot poison darts, and a floor that randomly turned into lava. At the very end of the hallway was the key we needed, resting on a pedestal. We were level 5, and the DM had basically designed this as an Indiana Jones-style obstacle course that was supposed to take the entire session to navigate. We stood at the entrance for about 5 minutes, calculating the risks. Then our artificer stepped forward. He pulled out an item we had found 3 sessions ago, the Decanter of Endless Water. For those who don't know, this is a magic flask. If you speak its command word, geyser, it produces 30 gallons of water per round, shooting out in a 30-foot line with massive force. The artificer didn't point it down the hallway. He pointed it at the ground right in front of the entrance, wedged the decanter tightly between 2 heavy stone blocks we'd chipped off the wall, and yelled, "Geyser!" He then cast Wall of Stone to seal the entrance behind us. The DM was confused. Okay, so you're flooding the hallway? The traps are still active under the water. Our artificer just smiled and said, "We wait." We waited for 3 in-game days. We just camped outside the stone wall, producing 30 gallons of water every 6 seconds. The decanter crimped over 400,000 gallons of water into this enclosed subterranean hallway. Finally, the artificer dropped the stone wall. The sheer, unfathomable pressure of 500,000 gallons of water bursting out completely obliterated the hallway. It ripped the swinging scythes out of the ceiling, permanently crushed the pressure plates, and cooled the lava vents into solid obsidian. The water washed the pedestal and the key right to our feet. The DM just stared at his 5 pages of trap notes and slowly threw them in the trash. Story 2. The Load-Bearing Wall. Our next story is a masterclass in treating a fantasy dungeon like a real-world demolition site. We were exploring the crypt of an ancient mad king. The DM had hyped up this specific room for weeks. It was a giant chessboard. If you stepped on the wrong square, a massive stone golem would animate and attack you. You had to move the party across the board using exact chess rules. It was a brilliant, highly lethal puzzle. Our dwarf barbarian, Thorin, took one look at the chessboard and said, "I don't play chess." Then he turned to the DM and asked, "What are the walls made of?" "Solid granite," the DM replied. "And how thick are they?" "About 2 feet. Thorin pulls out his adamantine wham hammer. Adamantine weapons automatically critical hit objects. He looks at our wizard and asks for the haste spell. The DM starts to realize what's happening. The barbarian, now moving at double speed and attacking with a weapon designed to destroy buildings, doesn't even step onto the chessboard. He just walks up to the side wall of the room and starts furiously mining a perfectly party-sized tunnel straight through the solid granite wall, completely bypassing the chessboard room. The stone golems never animated because no one ever stepped on the board. The best part, when we finally reached the boss room on the other side, the DM ruled that the boss had spent the last 10 minutes listening to deafening, violent construction noises through the walls and was completely terrified by the time we burst through the plaster like the Kool-Aid Man. Story 3. The Teleporting Ferret. Our final story proves that sometimes the smallest member of the party is the most dangerous. We were locked in a wizard's tower, and the only way out was a massive enchanted iron door with 6 different magical keyholes. The DM explained that we had to search the entire tower, solve 6 different elemental riddles, and assemble the keys. Our conjuration wizard, however, had a familiar, a tiny ferret named Noodle. The wizard asks the DM, "Is there a gap under the iron door?" The DM, not thinking much of it, says, "Yeah, about an inch of clearance, just enough for a draft." The wizard nods. I dismiss Noodle into his pocket dimension. Then I look through the gap under the door, and I recast Find Familiar to summon Noodle on the other side of the door. The DM pauses. Okay, so Noodle is now outside in the hallway, but he can't unlock the door from the outside, and he can't carry you. The wizard smiles. I'm a conjuration wizard. I use my 6th level ability, Benign Transposition. Benign Transposition allows a conjuration wizard to instantly swap places with a willing creature they can see within 30 feet. The wizard looks through the crack under the door, makes eye contact with the ferret, and teleports. Suddenly, our wizard is standing safely on the other side of the impenetrable puzzle door. He simply unbolts the manual lock from the outside and opens the door for the rest of the party. A massive multi-session puzzle was completely solved in 12 seconds by a ferret and a staring contest. And there you have it. 3 times players looked at a dungeon master's carefully crafted puzzle and said, "No thanks." It just goes to show that in D&D, the most powerful weapon isn't a magical sword. It's a party that refuses to play by the rules. What is the smartest or dumbest way your party bypassed a massive puzzle or trap? Let me know the story in the comments down below. I read every single one, and your story might end up in the next video. If you had a good laugh, please hit that like button, subscribe for more tabletop stories, and may your dice always roll natural 20s. See you in the next one.